Good afternoon to all my homies and young ladies that are listening in. I hope this Tuesday afternoon is doing you guys well and hope it's not too stressful. It's been a while since I've done an episode. It's probably been about 2 weeks. I couldn't really think of a topic to do or how I wanted to word it. But this one is kind of near and dear to me. Um, this one's be more catered towards the young ladies, if there are any listening in. And in today's topic, I'm going to talk about OnlyFans and what I believe, how I believe it is harming relationships, or modern day relationships, rather. Now, I'm going to speak from my own personal experience, having done OnlyFans. I did it on and off for a little while. I did okay financially. I didn't do enough. I didn't do well enough financially to make it a full time thing, and nor did I really ever want to. I just really wanted to make money, but I digress. My main reasoning for not doing it anymore is because I felt I was losing a little bit of my own self respect with the continuation of the content that I was posting. Now, what I mean by that is I had to post a lot of things and a lot of videos that I would that I have that I never thought I would ever post. So when you do these kind of things, when you post this kind of content, you have to be very comfortable in your own sexuality as you're trying to appeal to a very specific niche crowd. And the more I was doing it, the more I felt I was crossing a line that I did not feel comfortable with crossing. Now, the reason I bring this all up, and I'm catering it towards the young women who hopefully are possibly listening, is a lot of you want the high value men, or the men that hopefully respect you. Now, when I'm saying this, I'm not picking on you. I'm not judging you. Nothing like that. I'm merely trying to articulate the male perspective and how men see this when they hear of a woman doing OnlyFans or a fellow man doing OnlyFans. Let me first start off by saying how from my own experience, I know personally at maybe 5 or 6 people that are on OnlyFans, and they do pretty well. Um, Now, in my opinion, the reason why I feel this is such a detriment to when you're not only when you're dating someone, but also evaluating your own self value and what you're trying to get out of your own life. So there's a difference between posting our progress picture and just thirst trapping for attention. A progress picture is showing off your progress from point A to point B, and how you got from point A to point B. When you're posting thirst traps, you're only doing it to show off your assets to get likes and attention. Now, in from the male perspective, in the perspective of men, when a guy sees this on social media, automatically he's thinking about how he can get you into his bedroom. Now, I'm not saying all guys are like this. I'm not trying to paint a broad generalization. I'm just saying that for the most part, that's how most guys think. And this is potentially harmful to a young lady because they're putting themselves in, or they're possibly putting themselves in situations that are not the most ideal. And when when I first met someone that was doing OnlyFans, I wanted to get her. I never thought about dating this girl at all. My main focus was how can I get her in the bedroom? Because in my thought process was it well if she's showing off her assets for the world to see for I don't know $5 a month. I mean this can be it should be easy enough for me to get it no matter what. Now that was my mindset in college. Nowadays, how I'm thinking is, and hopefully there are some guys who think the same as me. If I see a girl that does OnlyFans, I want nothing to do with this girl. I dated someone whose social media was entirely littered with thirst traps, and she had a link at some point to an OnlyFans. And what really grabbed my attention into not wanting to do this stuff anymore was my sister found this girl's. I was dating this girl actually. I was dating this girl when I first moved back from Tallahassee. Anyway, but my sister found this girl's profile, the girl I was dating's Instagram profile, and we had a discussion about it. And she pointed out to me, do you really want this girl whose whole personality per se is showing off her assets half naked with no substance to her? Do you really want to bring this girl over and introduce her to your family? Now, mind you, my family is pretty accepting of a lot of things. But another thing that got me thinking was when my mom pointed out to me, do I really, if I married, or yeah, if I married someone that was like this, and we had kids together, do I really want, or would the parents of these other children want their children hanging around my kids with a mother who shows off her assets to the world on Instagram and OnlyFans and stuff like that? Do you really want? You gotta think long term about these things. You gotta think it's short term fun, sure, and a short term gain. But at what point are you gonna stop and thinking about, if at some point I have kids, are the parents of these children really gonna want them? Are they really want their kids hanging out with my kid when my assets and I'm showing off my body for the world to see. And and even worse when my kid gets to high school or middle school even, do I really want my kid coming home and asking why does mom have her pictures on social media like that? Have pictures like this on social media. And another thing, point number two to this, to why I think OnlyFans and posting thirst traps on social media is such a detriment is, what if the shoe is on the other foot and your husband and boyfriend is doing OnlyFans and all that stuff. I mean, are you really gonna respect him enough to seek out a long term relationship, or do you want someone who saves that kind of view to for your enjoyment and not showing it off to everybody else? That's the other thing. If I'm dating a girl, I don't want her showing off her body for the world to see. To me, that's only for me to see. And I think we live in a very sexualized society, and I think that it's a shame because every time you see a every anytime a girl is posts things on social media, I mean, there's a possibility that, I mean, she goes out on a date with what seems like a nice guy, and she ends up in a not so ideal situation because you've already sexualized yourself. So what's to stop him from only having one thing on his mind? It's I just think that a lot you a lot of these young ladies, you guys can do so much better not exposing yourself like that. Now another thing about this is, if you're doing an OnlyFans with your significant other, but that also carries with it some responsibility because again, what if you guys have kids together and their friends see you guys on these websites because they don't go this stuff doesn't go away. I mean, there's kids meeting porn stars out in public. If my mom did porn, I'd be ashamed. That's my mother. I still love her. I would still love her, but if I had a parent that did OnlyFans or porn, I'd be ashamed of them. I wouldn't respect them. Same thing to go. Same thing that goes with the people that I know that do OnlyFans. I know who you are personally. I don't respect you. If I see you out, I'll still be nice to you. I'm not gonna hate you, but I don't respect you for what you're posting, and I want nothing to do with you because it's more of a headache for me to try to justify a girl doing OnlyFans, my girlfriend doing OnlyFans, or I'm saying this hypothetically. I don't have a girlfriend, but hypothetically, if I had a girlfriend, I wouldn't want her doing OnlyFans. I wouldn't want her posting herself on Instagram or TikTok with all her assets hanging out. I'm not, and again, I'm not saying this to judge anybody. I'm just saying it in a way to, or at least I'm trying to explain it from from perspective. Everything is all about perspective. But I hope this was articulated clearly for you guys. I hope I did a pretty good job explaining things. I apologize for the rant, but it's just a topic that I feel very strongly about, or that I've come to feel very strongly about. college me wanted to fuck anything with two legs and low self esteem. And college me was only 2 years ago, 2 or 3 years ago, when I really started getting into it. And now it's more so, and now as I've gotten older, and as I've been around the dating pool, I mean, I'm 29 years old, but nowadays, if you have a spicy link in your on your Instagram, I want nothing to do with you. If I see you out, I'll be nice to you. We'll be cool. We'll be cordial. But I'm not gonna respect you. I'm not gonna see you as someone I want anything to do with. But that's enough of a of a rant today. But I hope you guys have a good rest of your day, and I'll see you guys on the next episode.